Garvey's here, Commissioner.
Nice of you to come all this way to see us, Mr. Garvey.
Well, it's not like I had any choice, Scorpio.
It is Mr. Commissioner to you, Garvey.
Have a seat.
No, thanks. I'm not staying.
Planning on cooperating, are we?
I'm planning to catch the next plane back to Florida. It's freezing up here.
You should have dressed more appropriately.
I haven't been up north for a few years. I forgot how cold it gets.
PI work in Florida keep you busy, doesn't it?
I make a living.
How did Brock find out about you?
Who?
Don't play games, Garvey.
Oh, no. You two are the ones that are playing games. Threatening me with extradition if I didn't come up here?
Well, just sit down and answer my questions.
Scorpio, I don't have to say a thing. I know my rights.
You have a right to have an attorney present.
What for? I'm not being charged with anything.
How does obstruction of justice sound to you?
Yeah, the one on the right's an OR nurse.
Well, why don't you go over and say hello? Well, go ahead, Bobbie. Just walk over. You got some color in your cheeks?
Next, you'll be telling me how to get out more often.
Well, you oughta. And the worst thing you can do right now is stay cooped up in that penthouse day and night.
Jake, you wouldn't say that if you saw the looks people gave me on the way over here. They're convinced I killed my husband.
Oh, come on now, Bobbie. Now you're getting paranoid.
Why did you want to meet me here?
2 reasons. First, to get you out of your apartment. And second, because this is near the hospital.
You're not planning on taking me over there, are you?
Yes, as a matter of fact, I am.
Jake, if you think a trip to General Hospital is going to cheer me up, you're wrong. I don't want to see anybody.
I just want you to see one person, Bobbie, Gale.
Why?
Because I think she may help to clear up this hallucination you have about killing Brock.
How?
By hypnotizing you. What do you think? Think you might do it?
I'm so glad you're here.
Oh, not as glad as I am. I had to walk all the way over here from a repair shop. My car's in the shop. Feel my lips. I'm freezing. You give me some coffee, please. Oh, cold. Oh. There you go. Great. Thank you.
I have something wonderful to tell you.
Let me guess. It's about your studies, right?
How did you guess?
It's the only thing that psychs you anymore. Take it from me, I know.
Would you please just listen? Remember when we were in the crypt in Mexico?
It's hard to forget.
Yes, and how everybody thought my ring was just completely meaningless and there was no treasure.
Yes, I was in the room with everyone and there wasn't any treasure.
That's because we were in the wrong room.
What?
I've been translating this book Professor Perez gave me. It has a lot of information about the Aztecs and the Mayans and their culture. It has so much that even Sean wouldn't know all about it.
Huh, imagine. Something Donnelly doesn't know.
Frisco. Anyway, my other information indicated that these crypts often have 2 chambers. But the secret is, the Aztecs and the Mayans often put their treasure in the second chamber. That way, when the thieves would break in and see that there was no treasure in the first chamber, they would assume, like what we assumed, that there was no treasure at all, or that it had been stolen.
So you really think that there's a second chamber with treasure?
Sure, there's no reason not to.
Felicia, I really admire all this research you've been doing, and I don't mean to disappoint you or discourage you, but what makes you think that this ties to the crypt that we found in Mexico?
Well, I'm not sure about that yet.
Well, maybe you shouldn't get your hopes up then.
Frisco, I know there's a treasure.
Okay.
I've also got some other information, and once you hear it, You're gonna have to believe it.
Oh, I can't wait to hear. But would you do me something first, please?
Yeah, what?
Would you take my order for breakfast? I'm starving.
I can't believe you can eat at a time like this.
What can I say? Nerves of steel.
I don't know who told Brock about me. I never heard of the guy until he called.
But you did meet with him.
Well, sure. He said there was a lot of money in it for me. What was I going to do, say no?
Heaven forbid.
All right, so you met with him. Then what?
First, how about a cup of coffee?
We just ran out.
I need something to warm me up.
Talk fast.
I've been talking.
Not about much.
Okay. But first, I want to say right up front, it's not my fault Brock got a bum steer about me.
What do you mean?
Somebody must have told him that I could get him something, but I couldn't. I'm not into that.
Into what?
Coke.
Brock wanted to buy cocaine from you?
That's right.
Go on.
There's not much more to say. I have never had anything to do with that stuff. And I told him I couldn't help him. That's it.
That's your story.
That's my story. If you want me to sign a statement, I will. Just let me out of here before I freeze to death.
Brock didn't go to Florida to buy any cocaine.
I just told you.
You're lying. We have nothing that traces Brock back to any kind of a drug deal. Now talk.
I'm taking the fifth.
And I'm having you taken away. Bert?
Where are you taking me?
Directly to jail. Do not pass go. Right, Commissioner?
Right. 48 hours in a nice, cool jail cell, cooling your heels, not to mention the rest of you, might make you a little more willing to talk, Garvey.
48 hours? That's 2 days.
Very good.
I can't stand the cold that long.
Good life in Florida's made you soft. Cold air's very good for making the brain remember things better.
All right. All right. Brock wanted a rap sheet on a woman named Virginia Gellar. She served time in a Florida prison.
And you got him the rap sheet?
Let's just say he got what he wanted.
Stealing that kind of information's a felony.
I never said I got it for him.
Get him out of here.
Wait, hold it. I told you what you wanted. Now you let me go.
Not until I've verified your information.
Let's go.
Scorpio, you don't play fair.
Hasn't anybody ever told you life isn't fair?
Paid them. So, you want me to put a tracer on that Virginia Gellar?
Yeah. I wonder if learning about her is gonna help or harm Bobbie.
Why not, Bobbie?
Because I don't believe in it, that's why.
Hypnotism is very widely used these days.
Jake, unless I am mistaken, it is not admissible evidence in court.
You've been doing your homework. You're right, it isn't.
So then what's the point?
The point is, I want you clear-headed and confident on that witness stand, not saddled with guilt.
How is hypnotism going to help?
It'll prove to you that these hallucinations are meaningless. Ah, here's Rick.
Hi, it's Ed. Strange running into you all here.
Decided to call in reinforcements, did you?
Hey, I was coming down to have breakfast.
Rick, you always eat breakfast at home.
So I do.
You two have been plotting behind my back.
Yeah, we have. We're only trying to help Bobbie.
You think this hypnotism is a good idea, too?
Bobbie, I think anything is a good idea if it'll get you away from this guilt trip you're having.
You both must think I'm going up the deep end.
Nobody feels that way at all.
We do, however, think you're innocent. And we're trying like crazy to convince you of it.
What about the dream I keep having where I kill Brock?
Bobbie, that's what it is. It's a dream. It is nothing more than a dream. You have a lot of old guilt trips that are coming down on you now, but you've got to realize they have nothing to do with reality.
That's right, Bobbie.
Who else knows about this?
Just Rick, you, myself, and Gail.
What happens if, when I'm being hypnotized, I reveal that I shot Brock?
The question here is, Bobbie, no matter what we reveal, don't you want to know the truth?
Yes. I want to get it over with.
Well?
All right. I'm ready when you are.